Welcome to stage B of the text adventure game. In this part of the adventure, you are allowing the player to actually traverse your map, which is quite useful because if they couldn't do that as per stage A, if we go back to stage A now, you can see really all you can ever do is go to one location, which wouldn't be overly exciting. So if I run the game, you're in the keep, well, that's fantastic. But we need to allow the player to actually move around the map. So here we go, stage B. Let's have a little look at the guide and we can see how that works from there. So here we go. In stage B in the map, we are going to be implementing the three location map. This location existed in stage A, this location existed in stage A, and we added this one. Now here comes the traversal. So if we go east from the ruined castle, you're going to go to the keep. If you go west from the keep, you're going to go back to the ruined castle, obviously. And so the same with the Great Hall. So if you go north and south from the Great Hall. At a later point, we'll add in another zone over here, and your map will grow probably exponentially. But for now, we're just going to work with our three locations, the Great Hall, the ruined castle, and the keep. And that's what I'm going to use in this little demo. So the code for stage B has changed slightly. You'll notice that a lot has been added in. A lot of it has been added into location A. Before in location A, all you could see was, and I'll just cut out all of this code here. So I'll just show you. This was what you would have seen before. So there's a big block of code that's just been added in here. You'll notice if I hold Control left and the left square bracket, you'll see I can move that around as a big hole. You'll notice that none of it is on the left there. It has to be indented in. So that means it's part of location A. So when you run location A, that entire block of code is done. So I've just highlighted that, and it's Control left square bracket and right square bracket. It's probably a good idea to practice that on this section at the moment. So let's check that we start out the game in location A. We do. So let's just run the game as it currently is. And you can see that a lot of that information is going to be displayed. All the information that was written has now, inside location A, has just appeared. There's a lot more there. So it says, you're in the ruined castle just inside the gatehouse. Well, we know we are because we are here. That's location A. There is a building to the north and a walled area to the east. So that's what it's trying to describe what it looks like from the player's point of view, from what they can see. Which way do you want to go? And what it says is choice is input. So this means get the input from the user. And in fact, I'll show it to you on here because I can annotate this. We're on this line at the moment, and it says get the choice from the user, which means a prompt is going to appear, and the user, as a result of that, can type something. That's what this input block does. That's what this one here means. It means allow the user to type something. Let's try that in Codio so you can see it. That's why this square block has appeared. Obviously, if I'm in location A, the ruined castle, and I go north, I'm supposed to go to the Great Hall. So let's just see what happens there. So if the user types north, well, nothing will happen if they type north, but if they type the capital N, which is currently what this is checking for, all it asks to do, in exactly the same way here on line 23, where location A is called, that's a call to the procedure location A, you can see that inside this selection clause that we learned about last year, if they type N, location B gets called. So that's what's happening here. So when the person types N, the location B gets called. Elif means otherwise if. So if they didn't type N when they pressed enter to input, and they typed E instead for east, obviously it's going to go to the eastern location. And the way that is, this means otherwise if, or elif, which is short for else if they chose east, call location C. And if neither of those are true, if they didn't type N and they didn't type E, well, if they typed anything at the moment, currently it will just say you cannot go that way because those aren't acceptable options. So let's demonstrate that. Let's let's type N just so we can see. So it's a capital N. It won't work with a lowercase n at the moment. Let's try a lowercase n and capital N bottom right. Press enter. You're in a Great Hall, and that's all that's going to happen at the moment. So because you can see that we got pushed into location B and it ran the location B code. So the task is to do something similar in location B, which is the Great Hall. And if we go back to our map, you can see that in the Great Hall, we want an exit to the south, just for now, to the ruined castle entrance. So probably the first thing we're going to do is say what we can see to the south. Print to the south, you can see, what can we see to the south? A ruined castle entrance. Well, going north to the Great Hall, we could see a building. So a gate, I don't know, see a gate. Okay, that'll do. See a gate. How about a gatehouse? That'll do, because that was what was down there. And we now want to give the player in exactly the same way. In fact, we want to just copy everything that we, we need the word, which way do you want to go? We can copy that into there. That's on line 18. Notice I'm being careful not to put it here, here, here. It has to go in line. So the next one is going to go directly beneath. In fact, I'll put a few lines into location B because I'm going to put a few more things in there. The next thing we want is a choice. This allows the player in exactly the same way like we did down there a choice. And I'll just copy the whole lot. Makes it a lot easier if we copy the if, elif, else. So it makes it a huge amount easier if we just copy and paste the whole thing because it comes with the indentation already done for us. So there's a single indent that means we're inside location B. And the second indentation here means we're in the if statement or in the selection clause. In fact, this little whole block is called a selection clause, which is basically if statements. Obviously, we don't want to put north and east because there is no north and east exit from here. All we've got is this one traversal to the south. So in this one, all we're going to have is if they type south, go to the ruined castle entrance, else. Else do nothing because that's not acceptable. So that's pretty much all we need. So we don't need an elif in that section. So we're in fact, from that one, just going to delete the elif. We don't mind about this space, but we're going to delete it for consistency. And so let's write it out. So if they go south, they go back to location A. So we just pop location A there. And otherwise you cannot go there. And obviously we'll change that. So this line moves you to location A from location B. Obviously no one sees that because this is a comment. And that's pretty much it. We can clear off those spaces there. Now we can go between location A and B and so on for eternity if we really wanted to. Let's try running it. Run game. North. We're in the Great Hall. South. North. South. And so on. You can see that I'm bouncing back north and south. If I go to the east, you're in the keep. Obviously the game ends because we're in location C. So you can finish that off for location C. And that's the basics of the map as it currently is in stage B. To answer the questions from the guide, label lines A where a variable is being assigned. Well, that, if I label mine up in my little diagram, where a variable is being assigned is in fact here. That's the single equals sign. It means take what the person types and assign the response to the variable choice. So that's A. Notice the single equals. Where the variable is being compared, B. Well, you'll notice there's a single equals there. That's for assignment. And this one, these lines are both B. Because the variable is not being assigned. We are not putting E into the variable choice. We are saying, does the variable choice contain the letter E? Well, it might do. It might contain N, it might contain E, it might contain something completely different. The user might type some absolute nonsense. So we're in the main building, we could type hello. And obviously you cannot go that way and the game is currently going to end. But we'll do in the next stage how to handle that. And that's pretty much it for now. You can add in your different worlds so you can see how it would look between your 3 locations. You can add in some more locations if you want, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're going to be adding more to our world shortly.